what happened was we went to Hazard, and Mr. Graham got us really, really crunk. And so we were doing a box formation where we play all into the center of the box, and he caught off hard in the paint. Mm-hmm. So the baritones instantly jumped out. We start moving up. The tuba start moving up. So now we have this whole battle where everybody's running around and they're just going back and forth or whatever, and we're just blowing on each other, like having a good time.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Let Me Hear You Word podcast, y'all. I'm Ryan Harris. You feel me? I got my guest, Bernard Iwebu. You feel me? Introduce yourself, man.
How's everybody doing? My name is Bernard Iwebu. I am a senior researcher here at UAPB and a 2013 graduate from the university.
Cool. So tell me, what did you play in the band?
So while I was in the band, I was the baritone euphonium section leader.
Okay, when did you march?
From 2009 all the way up to 2012.
Cool. So you came in. Well, your last year was about the first year I came in.
Definitely.
2012. Yeah. So, that's what's up, man. So tell me a little bit about like your musical background.
Okay.
You know, like how did you get into music, playing baritone, or just like where'd your love for band come from?
So initially I started on trumpet in third grade, actually. That was the first instrument that I picked up. But my love for music started when I had a summer camp. My mother took me to a summer camp when I was in kindergarten. And we did piano. So I did piano from kindergarten to third grade. Then from third grade to seventh grade, I did trumpet. Seventh grade, I got braces. So it was really, really hard for me to play that little trumpet on a little mouthpiece. So my band director, Steve Gowans, he switched me to baritone, and from there on, I've been on baritone.
That's what's up, man. And I think you were like an all-state baritone player?
I've done baritone all the way up. So Texas is a little bit different. So we do UIL competition, and I've done solo and ensemble, different things as far as UIL and competing, with people across the city, people across the state. And I came to UAPB because of my love for music. I had two choices, and it really wasn't a second choice. I didn't apply to any other schools. The only school I applied to was UAPB. And the reason why was because when I was in the 12th grade, everybody was going to Prairie View. Everybody from Townview always goes to Prairie View. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Graham came down, he auditioned me, and of course I did great because I've been doing this for a long time now.
Yeah.
So pretty much what I did from there was I saw the two schools battling. They came down to a battle of the bands in Dallas, Texas. And I said, whichever school wins this battle is the school that I'm going to go to. So Texas Southern versus UAPB in the gym, I saw maybe 18 or 19 baritones at UAPB, and they were in that gym lighting it up. So I had no choice after that to go to UAPB. And then another thing, the reason why I chose UAPB is because at Townview we do a lot of different, I guess as far as studying bands, so we don't just typically study just SWAC or MEAC or anything like that or whatever. Dean Hill put us on to studying a lot of different things like DCI bands. So my first time seeing any type of band outside of DCI singing was UAPB. So they played Hard as a House for Love. And when I tell you the entire gym was singing, like all of my classmates were singing along with them. I'm just like, I've never heard chords this strong from a band singing. So I said, okay, this is definitely the school I'm coming to. So I made that choice and I came.
Hey, I'm glad you came, man. You've definitely been a big part of the program, you know. And Hard as House definitely one of the classics. Definitely one of the classics. I remember I seen the same video. Watched on YouTube when they played that. That's one of my favorites. So you marched from 09 to 12, and you graduated in 13.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you? Oh, first off, what y'all don't know, he's also the voice of M4. I really forgot to mention that. Y'all were here in the intro. The Let Me Hear You Word. That's all him. So tell us what happened. How did it happen to you become the M4 announcer?
So in 2017, it was pretty much mid-season. We had a few announcers that season, and then it was like a trial and everything. And we tried it out. We had a game. We had a homecoming game first, and we had Lloyd come down. And Lloyd has been our announcer in the past. He was my announcer when I was in band. So he came back, did homecoming, and I talked to Mr. Evans, and he was like, "Man, we got to keep this energy going as far as the field shows. Lloyd did a great job. We want to make sure the energy is staying up." I asked him, I said, "Hey, Mr. Evans, you mind if I try it?" He said, "Okay." Go home and study the past field shows. From there, we pretty much I modified everything that I do now based off of 3 people. And that'd be Lloyd Woodard, Courtney Smith, and also Antoine. So we call him Freaky. But I modeled my style off of those 3 people, and pretty much we picked up from there. So from 2017 up until now, I've been at every band event, every ice cream social. Anytime the band is performing, you're gonna see me somewhere around there, and I'm ready at any moment to start and perform for the band. So
yeah. So the wardrobe.
Oh,
you
Lord.
always come out. You always come out with the kicks. Swagged out. But then once it's halftime, you always come out with the fly. Come with the fly suit and everything. Tell me what's your mindset of, how do you pick out what you want to wear, or just what's your mindset, before a halftime show, before it's ready to put on the show.
Okay, so that's a pretty simple one. So when I first started announcing, Mr. Graham told me that, you have to look the part even though they might not be able to see you. Mm-hmm. You have to look the part, so you have to dress up. I never had no problems with that at all. So during halftime, I would come to the game in one outfit, and then during halftime I would change. I would put on the suit, and then I would change again. So it's kind of hard to do it, but it just keeps the energy of the crowd. The reason why I do it is because I've always felt as if a lot of people, they kind of think of band as one era. Okay, yeah, you have a group of people that are in the band. These are band geeks. I do not like the term band geek. Okay? So, I wanted to show people that just because we're in the band, we have a lot more to offer than just playing an instrument. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can be the flyest people. We can be the coolest people. We can have the most swag. We can do all of this different stuff and still keep your attention. So, there's a lot of people that don't even know that I was in the band. Mm-hmm. They kind of even separate the roles as far as Mr. M4 and the band or whatever. They never knew that I was in the band or that I marched for the program. But I think that it's just giving the option or the opportunity to show people that, students that are in the band, they just don't look like or fit one typical role. So
yeah, for sure. So I want you to think about this. Go back through all the years marching, maybe band counts, maybe some basketball games, whatever. What's your favorite band moment?
Got it. Okay. So my favorite band moment, and people never know this or whatever. Now, it's a clip on YouTube that's UAPB Hard in the Paint. And all you see is darkness everywhere, right? And then you'll see random people just running around. And what happened was we were in the hazard, We were in the hazard, and Mr. Graham got us really, really crunk. And so we were doing a box formation where we play all into the center of the box. And he caught off hard in the paint. Mm-hmm. So the baritones instantly jumped out. We start moving up. The tuba start moving up. So now we have this whole battle where everybody's running around and they're just going back and forth or whatever. And we're just blowing on each other, having a good time. Yeah. So we're thinking, since we did all of this in a hyper, we're jumping around, running, having fun and stuff. We get to homecoming, and this is the bonfire. And we march from the hazard to the hyper. At the hyper, it has this hill that goes up on the side. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking, since we had all this fun, in the hazard, that we can do the same thing at the performance. So about 20 of us ran up onto the hill, and we were playing on top of the hill while the band was still down there, in the middle of the crowd. And Mr. Graham got so mad about that, so mad. We were working out for it, but it was worth it. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, now you mentioned Hard in the Paint. I think what's crazy about Hard in the Paint, I think that was the first song I remember it was homecoming. I was at Palm Beach High. You know, they had like the little battle bands at the game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we was sitting in the section, you know, where y'all be the basketball games. We was in basketball games. We was sitting there. Y'all played hard in the paint. I just remember the youth was, I was like, yeah, I might be going to UAPB. That made me like the soul that just sold me going to UAPB. I mean, I was always planning on going to UAPB, you know, cause that was just my where I wanted to go. But that song definitely was like just sold me.
Man, when I tell you back then, it was just, we had an energy about us that, and I'm just specifically talking about the baritone section, but the band as a whole, we had an energy about us that was just infectious. So, like, you'll see us perform, and when we get into the mode of just doing what M4 does best, nobody can stop us, nobody can top us, nobody can beat us. It's just like, I remember watching that clip, and we probably ran that song back 3 times through from the side angle to the front where Pablo Five was sitting, and then to the other side where the other bands were sitting, and nobody lost energy. It picked up as it was going. It's just how we do.
That's what's up, man. It was definitely, you know, a moment for me, and that's something I definitely with this upcoming season. It's kind of like a mantra that I had. I told Mr. Grant, I'm trying to, you know, we. Like this past spring with the SWAC Championship, you know, we was doing pretty good, you know, with the music. Well, we did very good.
Very good.
You know, with the music and everything. I'm trying to make more moments this upcoming season. More moments, you know, just like you said with the, I want to have every game be a moment. Something like that can recollect or something like that. Yeah, bro. So now you're working on campus. When did you get here on campus?
Ooh, okay. So I started working on campus. It's almost a year now. So I'll be a year in on the 13th actually this month.
Wow, it's happy anniversary.
Thank you. I actually got the job because my department chair called me in. I stopped in to speak just randomly one day after doing an interview with another company. And I stopped in just to speak with them, and they had like a brunch or something going on for her to come back in.
Yeah.
And she put me on the spot like instantly. Was like, "Hey, how you doing? This is one of our graduates. He's out doing great things in the world. I just want to stop in and let him have some words." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. I just came in and say, hey, how you doing?" But it was definitely needed. So I'm back on campus. I'm over the livestock on campus. Currently, we have 15 cows, 60 herd of goats. I personally have about 30 chickens and ducks myself, so it's just a learning experience, and I definitely am glad that I'm back because I get to touch the students that I've worked with before I got here, you know, so some of my background is at Pine Bluff High, so a lot of my kids go up here.
Yeah, speaking of touching the students, I know, well, first off, you know, your Greek affiliations, you know, it's, you know, everybody got to make their choices, you know, whether it's, you know, we ain't gonna go there. But so you have a program, a high school. Is it a high school program or just like a youth program? Like how do you?
Well, it originally started off as a high school program, but now we've actually reached down into elementary. So we service 2nd grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, the program that we're talking about is called Individual-Centered Education. We're a youth-based mentoring program that just so happens to have a dynamic step team. We travel all over the country. I've taken these boys as far as Biloxi, and we've won against a lot of collegiate teams. I just like to give the students the opportunity to be able to get out of the city and do something that they're not typically used to. We stay in the best hotels, eat the best food, and just engage overall, you know, in brotherhood.
Yeah, that's something I definitely like appreciate when people come out and, you know, give back to the communities with the students. Because when I was in high school, I was a part of the Super Beta Club. You know, that means a lot to me. Even if it is, you know, different organizations, it's still all the Super Betas, I.C.E, Kappa League, everything else. It's definitely a great thing for the community, and it's just, you know, something positive that we could just give back.
Yeah.
And you know,
I tell people all the time, like a lot of people are really, really big as far as competition between the Greeks and things like that or whatever. I'll tell you, the first thing I tell you when you come offline, congratulations, your founders were right. They were right in the mission that they were doing when they started your organization. So it's absolutely no wrong choice when it comes to Divine Nine. As long as you are working and doing what your founder set forth for you to do, and also being innovative and coming up with your own stuff. Like, one thing I will say, and I hate it because people have said all the time, oh, Martin Luther King was an alpha. Yes, he was, and so is Bernardi Weibo. Okay, so like, yeah, Martin Luther King was a great guy.
Yeah.
But let's not stay on what he's done, and let's move towards the future and see what you are gonna do.
Progression.
You know, so it's nothing wrong with having famous people in the organization, but it's really about what are you gonna bring to the table? What are you gonna do to make a difference in somebody's life or in somebody's community?
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna have a quick intermission. You know, we're gonna have a quick band video to show you guys, and because of our special guest, we're gonna have play Folding Clothes. Folding Clothes.
Oh man!
Arranged by yours truly. You feel me? Stay for the intermission. We'll be right back with y'all. Yes, sir, and we back. All right, we're going to have a little game segment for you guys, all right? It's going to be a Guess That Import song, and here the rules are as follows. So you're going to have 4 songs, all right?
Okay, 4 songs.
And they're all going to be 10-second clips, and you basically got to tell me the name of them. You're going to have 3 lifelines as well.
Okay, I can do this.
3 lifelines, and one of them you can replay it once. And the other ones you can get to, I can tell you what the year is, or I can give you a hint. And that hint could be either like a word out of the title, the song title, or maybe it's like a 1-word song.
Okay.
And not even 1 word. So, you know, actually, I don't know.
I'm ready. I'm ready. We're gonna get it.
You got 4 songs, 10 seconds. All right. Here's the first one.
DMX, what you really want? Woo!
Okay.
I still feel chills from that.
All right, that's 1 point. 1 point on the boards, man. You know, first off, he's gonna be the hardest guest out of everybody because Bernard know his band songs, man. So it was really a struggle trying to find some stuff. I was gonna give just start off right, something easy, but hopefully the next one will be a little harder. All right, so you got the first one. That's what they really want. Here's the second one.
Lose control.
Yeah.
Boy, put that thing on Jackson, boy. Put that thing on Jackson. I love it.
All right, that's 2 points. Number 3.
Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. Na, 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 na. Hey, yeah.
I told that
we put that stank on everybody with that song. Come on.
In the band. Yes, I forgot you was in the
band. Yeah, I was actually there.
All right. Let's see if you get this one.
Love Jones, put that stank on Jackson again. I love it.
All right.
That's a cornet arrangement.
Yes, sir. Love Jones. That was like 2013, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now here's the bonus round.
Come on, bonus.
So the bonus round It's gonna be a 5-second clip. Now you
5?
can either 5 seconds.
How's it 5 when it's bonus? Okay,
Because it's gotta be harder. You gotta be a little harder. And here's the catch: you can either with this bonus round, you can double your points. So you got all those choices. You can have 8 points.
I can have 8 points.
Or you get it wrong, you can lose all those points.
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right, so I mean you on the road, so you might have the highest score.
5 seconds. I need it. That's what I'm saying.
It is. I hopefully if you get this, I'm gonna be kind of mad. All right, we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm. The Hills. Listen, I'm gonna tell you about me. I've been around the band consecutively. That means back to back to back since 2009 all the way up into 2021. Ain't no song them boys ain't played. I ain't heard. I listen to
but
all
you know sometimes
UAPB.
people can't think of the words of the song.
You can't give. I refresh myself almost every summer, so I sit down and I watch as many UAPB clips as I possibly can within a certain time frame. So like I love this band program. There's no way that you can hit me with a band song that they played that I probably wouldn't know.
Hey, well, I failed. I tried to get them, but I couldn't get them. All right, so so we gonna now that segment's over, we're gonna have like just a couple wrapping up questions. Just so how has M4 impacted your life?
All right, so that's a very good question, and I'm ready for it. So M4 has really, really impacted my life by giving me structure, discipline, and guidance. Like I think that with discipline you can do anything, and it's universal. It doesn't just sit necessarily on band or on your instrument. If you discipline yourself to be able to play all your skills on your instrument, you can discipline yourself to learn all the stuff that you need for your major, anything that you need to do at your job, your family, your work life, your love life, anything that you want to discipline yourself or anything that you want to be good at requires discipline. I learned that here. Structure. I learned structure because every time we go somewhere, Mr. Fusi prints off an itinerary. Okay, that's the first thing that he gonna do. Okay, we need to know where we going, what time we gonna be through, everything. So like with that same type of guidance that they gave me and the structure that they gave me with the band program, hey, make sure your section does this, make sure they know this by this date, make sure it's the same rules that I apply even working down at the farm. So like I'll tell my student workers, I say, hey, by Friday we need to make sure that all these pins are cleaned out, this trench is dug out, we move the cows from this area to this area to go, and it's just setting priorities and doing it. Also, it gave me a strong work ethic because there's nothing that I cannot do. I kind of feel like I'm almost anointed. I mean, I don't know. Really, I'm really, really good at almost anything that I put my mind to, and it's just the confidence that I've gained through the program. Also, is gave, like I said, confidence. That's one thing I do want to go back on. Being in front of people every weekend, whether it's you being on the field, or announcing or anything like that or whatever, is nerve-wracking sometimes, So like me being in the band program and having thousands of people watching me at any given time has shown me that there's nothing that I can't do, and it doesn't matter who's standing there in front of me, I have to deliver a good program. So I've been able to take everything that I've learned from the band program and just apply it to my life, and I've watched over the past few years, I've grown. I watched my life just open up and transform into something that I'm really, really proud of now, So, like, I'm not content where I'm at, and I'll never be content where I'm at, but I just know that it's a lot more for me out there, and I know the steps to be able to go out there and get it. So, thanks to the band for training me.
Hey, you definitely said a mouthful for sure, man. So what would you say the biggest improvement you feel the band made last year?
The biggest improvement that the band made last year, I think that they just had this confidence boost out the world after the first game, and they got the feedback, and I'm telling them every day. Now, this is one thing about me. I'm going to tell you when you're good, and when you're not smelling too good, I'm going to tell you something ain't right. So every day I'm at practice like, hey, do this, do that. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's like every day they'll come and they'll absorb it, get a little bit better, get a little bit better, get a little bit better. And then turn around. The first game came, even though we got rained out, we were able to put out 14, 15, 16 songs, and that was still half the book.
Yeah.
That was half the book. Nobody, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Nobody got the full book this year. Okay, not even A&M. They should have got the full book, but they didn't. Nobody got the full book.
Hey,
they were ready. Okay, they were ready this semester. So just know we have a high standard that we setting forth, and I know that they're gonna come back and they're gonna be ready.
Hey, I can definitely say, as the arranger, we definitely had a lot of more in store. We could definitely at least 4 more rounds for A&M, and that's listen. This another little quote I have myself. The SWAC not gonna crank on itself. Listen, that's how I'm coming this fall, man.
All right,
that's how I'm coming, man.
Somebody got to do it.
So the last question, man. What's some advice for incoming freshmen and or graduating seniors from the university?
I got both. Okay, so I say both because I'm pretty much in both positions. So like I graduated and I'm going back to school.
Congratulations.
And I'm coming back. I did the freshman year and things like that or whatever. So I have advice for both of them. As a freshman, come in optimistic. You know, don't come in already thinking that you know how everything's going to go and things like that or whatever. Just come in excited and ready to learn. It doesn't matter. Just be a blank slate and say, hey, I'm a sponge. Teach me. Teach me something. It don't matter what it is, but teach me something. So if you come in with that mindset of I'm willing to learn, regardless if it's your major or if it's band or anything across the board, people are going to teach you. Here at UAPB, we don't have a large campus. There's not 20,000 people here on campus. But we know we have a large enough student body to where, okay, it's a lot of students here, but the teachers still know you by name.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Evans gonna know your name, first and last name.
Yeah, he gonna know everybody's name.
Okay, so that's what you gotta buy into and just use that to your advantage. Like, hey, let me know something, help me, teach me, whatever I don't know, be willing to learn. As a graduate, the advice that I have for you guys, students that are about to graduate, is to use what you know as your springboard. Okay, so the reason why I'm in a position that I am now is because I actually worked the same job that I'm in now while I was in undergrad. So my freshman year, my sophomore year, and my junior year, I worked down at the farm. My senior year, I worked at the pool, but you know, you move everywhere. But I used everything that I learned as a springboard. So from UAPB, a lot of people say, oh, well, HBCUs don't matter. HBCUs aren't putting out products. That's wrong. So from UAPB, I worked all the way up Fortune 500 companies. Any company that you could possibly think of in agriculture, I've worked for. I've taught. I worked at state and local government, like everything across the board. And this is coming from a student that's a student that graduated from UAPB. Never let anybody down talk where you came from. And stand strong on what you know, because what you know is going to get you a lot further than what you think that you know, and what you've been through. So just take everything that you've learned as a sponge, take everything that you learned and just apply it. And don't be scared to tell people where you came from, because that's the part that I feel as if we miss as HBCU students. I don't even just say UAPB, but as an HBCU graduate, we have to be proud enough to say, I graduated from this black institution. I'm ready and willing to give back to it if it needs me. And I'm ready and willing to send students that way. So that's how we keep this culture alive, is by bringing other people to come in and be in your footsteps. I need another Bernardi Wavy to come down. And I'm not talking about my son, and I don't have kids. I ain't got no kids. But, because I know how people are. Oh, man. But I need more people. I don't want to be the best person to graduate from here. And I'm not saying that neither. I don't want to be the best person to come from here. I want somebody that can literally run me under a bleacher, come here and do that. I want them to do that, because that means that my band program is still going to be alive and prospering. This student is going to be able to get out and get jobs and excel and enjoy the band program as much as I did. And that's pretty much it, man. I just all around love HBCUs. I love my band I love my band program, and I'm a product of it. I'm a product of practice every day. I'm a product of coming every day on time, and we used to run the practice. Okay, like if it's 5, you supposed to get there at 5:30. Yeah. If you see anybody on the street at 5:25, they running. They running to the band room. Yeah. So like everything that I've learned from it, everything I've learned from this experience, I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I want to see somebody else come here And I want to see them make it through and do more than what I've done, you know? So it's not good enough if you can do it yourself and just say, hey, I did it. But if you're not going to put somebody else up to be able to be past you, you're wasting your time. So that's what I got.
Hey, drop the mic, man. Drop the mic. All right. That's about the episode, y'all. We got one last little part, though. I'm going to need you to put your announcer voice on, man.
This is going to be weird, okay, because people already think that, it's a lot of people that don't know I'm the announcer. I won't say a lot. It's really not a lot. Yeah. But for the few people that don't know that I'm an announcer and they hear me talking regularly, you know, we have off-camera conversations and stuff, they're like, y'all can't be the same person. Y'all can't be the same person. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I am. I can change it up pretty well, but
you know, if you can't, just about like 75%, you ain't gotta go full out, you know, but you know, for the culture.
For the culture. All right. Just for you, Ryan. Hey. Golden Line Nation, are you ready for halftime entertainment at its finest? I present to you four of the hardest working drum majors, the Bag Bendin'est Brothers of the SWAC. Lastly, before we get on the field show, we always say one thing, and that is, let me hear you roar!
Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
Hey, that's a wrap, y'all. We gonna, listen, this is the first episode, y'all. So we gonna have a lot more coming. Y'all gotta stay tuned, man.
I'm here for it. If y'all need me, I'll be on the farm. It's hot outside, so please come and save me. I'll gladly come in the air conditioning and do this again.
All right, y'all.
Peace.